Shalom and blessings to everybody out there on the YouTube um arena. Want to thank you all for being here and thank you all for joining me. I am Dr. Kepha Ben Israel, Archbishop, Chief Apostle, Major Prophet unto the body of Messiah. It's a blessing to be in this um, arena of life. I'm just truly happy to be here today. I made some promises to some people that I was going to come on today. This is not really normally my usual time or my usual space that I use to come on, but I'm here to talk about some things. It's a lot of things that's happened in the area of community and it's just been a lot of things going on. I know in North Carolina, a ruling came today from the district attorney in the county. I can't even pronounce the county's name in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, where the DA has decided not to charge police officers with the murder or the execution of Anthony Brown Jr. Interesting, very interesting. After part of the body cam was released to the public, and it's just a travesty. We are still seeing open racism in its entirety in our communities, and there's really not a lot that people are doing about it. There's not a lot people are saying about it outside of the celebrity activists that we have out here now. I'm not going to call out any names or anything like that because that's not my style to do things like that, to call people out. I've been on social media part of the day. I don't spend my days and my nights consumed with social media. So I spent some of my day on social media today dealing with some of those issues as far as racism is concerned. And I find that we have more people that are open as far as criticism, not so much as ministers, but just open criticism. I think that a lot of people, the plan of white supremacy, the plan of the beast empire, that of Satan, for those of you that read the word, part of that plan is to turn people against each other. Part of that plan is to turn people against each other. And another part of that plan is to turn people upside down in total confusion as to what's going on in our society. I'm a very proud activist in my community where I live. I'm very proud to be connected with city government and with different people that I work with. I'm not an elected official. Don't try to be. That's something that I don't want to deal with, which is being an elected official. I'm better on the activist end of things and better leading and spurring things up as an apostle. That's probably what I do better than anybody else. And there's a lot of people that are in the middle of what we call open confusion. And that's what our world is detoured to, period, which is open confusion. If you want to join me here, I'm on the Zoom platform. Those of you that are watching us on the YouTube platform or either the Twitter platform, you can join our panel on Zoom, on the Zoom platform. The meeting ID number is 884-7304-3470. Again, 884-7304-3470. The passcode to get in is 254907. And you can get on the panel. We can have discussion and we'll do it vividly. I was going to do a prophecy talk program tonight, but I changed my mind. And let me say this to the people that are out there that have really been praying for me. This has been a very difficult physical journey for me. I try my best not to let my personal business. Well, I ain't gonna say I try my best. I do not allow my personal business to be a part of my social business and so on like that. So what I do is I allow um, people to get into that circle with information and things like that, and that's what we try to do. Amen. That's what we try to do. Um, if you get on our panel tonight, then you're welcome to ask as many questions as you want, as many questions as possible. That's what we're here for tonight. Again, this has been a very trying day with the DA in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, ruling that there was going to be no charges in the circumstances of Anthony Brown Jr., who was, I feel, executed, and what other lawyers feel the same way about that circumstance and situation. Racism is still a major topic, a major issue in our society. We can't get around it one way or the other. Why it's being allowed to progress, I don't know. But it is not something that our society needs to sit back and be idle about. So if again, if you're on YouTube and you would like to join us on our panel tonight, you can get on our panel, which is on Zoom. The meeting ID number is 884-7304-3470. And you're welcome to come in if you would like to. Our panel is always very alive, very colorful. So if you would like to join us, you can come right on in and join us. We are on here. We are pulling out every stop we can pull out to do whatever we need to do. Come on in. I see Nina Rivera. I see you there. What's going on?
Hello, sir.
Got any questions for the night?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll shoot away.
Are they going to? I think they should start retraining the officers and the officials on what to do and how to act or a different manner in which they have been arresting people and acting out on people of color.
Is that a question or is that what?
Well, it's a question, you know.
Well, if you're asking me, are they going to retrain any police officers? And
Yeah.
I mean, who are you talking about?
Well, the police in general, just for how they
No,
oh,
no,
okay, okay,
no.
okay.
That's the whole point and why they are talking about the Congress passed a reform bill, the George Floyd Justice and Act bill. It has not made it through Senate yet because they're trying to take the teeth out of the bill. If it does pass through Senate, it probably won't have the same effectiveness than it would. First of all, let's just be realistic about it. All these little bull crappy bills that they're trying to pass are not going to help anything when it comes down to police brutality or any of that stuff. The bottom line is they need to gut the whole system out, but they're not going to do that because we're living in a society that's afraid to even talk about that thing, let alone do it. So no, they're not going to retrain any police officers or anything like that. Um, that is definitely not what they're going to do. So no, to answer your question point blank, no.
Oh, may I ask another question, sir?
You can ask as many questions as you want.
Okay, what's the purpose of them carrying the tasers and not using them. They so quick to use the guns and not the taser. The taser would have more effect than the gun. It'd be
I mean,
less.
it's just a matter of opinion, you know. Who knows what's in the mind of these police officers? We don't know exactly, unless you've been through academy training. We don't really know what the purpose is behind anything.
Mhm.
Truth be told, I don't know, and really don't care. Because the bottom line is that people are getting killed every single day. You know, these are some of the cases that we're talking about are just the ones that have been publicized, the ones that have got media attention. It's not to mention all the other ones that are happening that are not getting any type of media attention whatsoever. So, you know, you've got we're fighting a system here. We're not fighting individuals, we're fighting a system. And when you're fighting a system, you're not going to get much of nothing. And let's just face it, black and brown people have never been on the right end of the stick of that. If you know the history of the police and how they started, they were slave runners, you know, and that the mentality has not really changed that much from the early slavery days to now. I mean, outside of the fact that people are not paying attention to what's going on, that's about it, you know. But no, there's not going to be any reform when it comes down to policing or anything like that. As a matter of fact, me personally, I don't really care about reform because reforming police is not going to do anything. We just need a whole new system of justice, period. The entire DOJ needs to be gutted out and redone, period. I mean, the Constitution is not for us as black and brown people. Um, so many things that play against us. And, you know, it's crazy because they passed the Asian hate bill in Congress and Senate with no hesitation. But there has not been anything executively or even bill wise that has been passed yet when it comes to black people. And that's one of the sad parts about the society that we're living in right now, because we're living in a very, very adverse society that doesn't even pay attention to that. And I refuse to even believe that they pay attention to that. Now, if anybody believes that, then they welcome to call in and challenge me on that right now. But I doubt very seriously if you'll be able to challenge me on that, because there is no incidents where this has been in our favor. But you're welcome to challenge me. We're on the Zoom. If you're on YouTube and you happen to be watching, you can call in. The Zoom meeting number is 884-7304-3470. Again, 884-7304-3470. The passcode is 254907. So yeah, you're welcome to get in on this discussion. I don't mind people challenging me, because that's the whole point and why I have these particular discussions and conversations, because I hope and pray that people do get involved and want to get involved to voice their opinion about what's going on. So let's get some guts, people. You know, go ahead and ask as many questions as you want at this point in time. You done asking questions
That's all, sir. I
for
wanted
that?
for now. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I mean, do you really think that police reform is going to make that much of a difference?
I think so, because it would give them a chance to change their mind and their actions of how they're doing things now.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair assumption, but what makes you say that? I mean, what makes you think that reform is going to do it?
Well, we have to try something, because as it stands now, nothing is working. We're just moving targets, and we're like pawn, and they're just out to kill us.
Well, we know that. That's pretty obvious. You know what I'm saying? They haven't changed anything. So, and it's been like this for however many years, over 400. So, I don't know. I'm just not too keen on reform, because to reform something, that means that whatever you're doing just needs to be fixed. This whole thing needs to be gutted, in my opinion. I don't think we need to fix anything. I think it all needs to be gutted. And to all these black folks that think that um, this is okay right now, they have another issue going on too. I mean, most of the spiritual religious folks are not gonna respond to what I'm saying tonight, because we've been brainwashed by the lies and the salutations of Christianity into believing a lot of stuff that is definitely not true. But for some odd reason, we've been coached into this kumbaya mentality that tells us that everything is going to be all right, that we can work together with government, and the government is going to solve our problem, and so on like that. Heck, we got people in these so-called movements that a lot of them got started through the phrase Black Lives Matter, but a lot of us have been on the ground fighting for years. I know I have, and we've been doing it under the auspices of the NAACP, some of the grassroots movements in the Black culture, and so on like that. And there's a lot of things that have not changed. I mean, you gotta go all the way back to the time of the Black Panthers, who to this day, every movie I have seen of the Black Panthers have been depicted wrong, as far as the mentality of the Black Panthers and what they stood for, and so on like that. And we still are we're hitting and missing. We're just hitting and missing, and we continue to build martyrs, but we're not getting any answers. I don't mind people standing up for righteousness and truth. I don't mind for people being as hardcore can be. Don't mind that. That, as a matter of fact, that's a very righteous thing to do. But at the end of the day, are we getting policies changed? I mean, that's the big question. You know, are we touching individuals? Are we reaching out? I mean, what are we doing that's really making an impact in the Afro community, that's really going to make a difference, as to say that, okay, we have a chance. Now, some of the younger generation today, I would say, the ones that are 20 below, they don't really understand the impact of what full racism has brought into our community and into our lives, because some of them have not had to deal with the face of racism, with somebody calling them a nigger right to their face. Or some of them have never been called a coon. There's so many different racial slurs, to it's a shame. And unfortunately, our younger generation today has not encountered that. But they are speaking up about the murder part. And that's one thing I guess we can jump up and down about and be thankful for, because there are young people that are speaking up in that area. But what about the old people that act like they're a little bit too old to say something? So, you know, that part. If you want to join us tonight on where we're at, the Zoom ID number is 884-7304-3470. And the passcode is 254907. I didn't think I would get a lot of responses tonight because this is not something that a lot of people want to talk about. They want to act like this problem don't exist. I believe with all my heart what just happened in Elizabeth City, North Carolina was a result of race soldiers. You cannot kill a man, shoot a man in the back of the head that was trying to cause you a threat. And that's what they claimed, that his vehicle moved and was considered to be a weapon. And because of the twisted, kooky laws in North Carolina, they deemed it was no charges going to be taken out. First of all, the video is redacted. You got a whole bunch of blurry faces on there because they didn't want the identity of the officers to be revealed. And I think that's a crock of bull all by itself. You protect the identity of the officers, but you didn't protect the identity of Mr. Brown. It's just interesting. I'm waiting for somebody to call in and tell me that knows about North Carolina state law as to why some of those Jim Crow laws that are in North Carolina have never been changed. I'm just waiting for somebody to call in and talk to me about that, because this is something of a great measure that needs to be addressed in a great way. Nobody wants to talk about it. I get crazy emails and different things every day from people that are probably full of bull. And you have to know when people are trying your patience and trying to bring the worst out of you and say things that make you feel a certain type of way. Unfortunately, to most of my haters out there, because a lot of you guys already know this, I don't have to repeat it, but to most of you haters out there, I've dealt with the worst. So there's really not much you can say to me that's going to get me upset, riled up, or get me blown up in any type of way. I'm programmed for things like that, and I don't pay people no attention. My way of dealing with hate is total adherence of not paying them no attention, because people that hate get their kicks out of watching you pay them some attention and respond to the stupid things that they say or do. And we don't have time to respond to stupid things or the dumb stuff that people say, because the problem is not just a devil versus God thing. The problem that we're dealing with out here in this society is society being stupid enough to listen to the things that are being said. So that's one of the problems I have with this society, because this society is backwards in itself. I mean, when you got black folks hating on black folks and church folk, I don't even know if I want to even go there tonight, because that's a conversation all by itself as far as these church folk is concerned. I mean, the idiocy of the Christian church has really blown my mind. I mean, you guys are welcome to talk about that if you want to, because I have a lot of choice words, but I want to really give you guys an opportunity to talk about it, because if you guys think for 1 minute that we can just go in a corner somewhere and pray and all these problems going to be solved, y'all better think again. They've been telling us to pray for umpteen years. Kumbaya, my Lord. Okay. Everybody know that song. I don't care if you're a sinner. Everybody know that song. Kumbaya. Mm. We've been doing that for umpteen years. So that's the reason why Nina Rivera, when you said something about reform, that's look up the word reform. Let's look up the word reform. Okay. Let's look that word up real quick. I'm gonna look on my dictionary here, and I want to know what the dictionary has to say about the word reform. Okay, I'm just curious because that is what the Democratic Party wants to do, is reform police. But let's see what it means to reform. Okay. To reform, make changes in something, typically a social, political, or economic institution or practice in order to improve it. So I say again, do we really need police reform? I mean, I know you say it'll change some things, Nina Rivera, but after listening to that definition, do we really, is that really what we need, is reform? I mean, people are going crazy because a lot of activists are using the terminology defund the police. And politically, they're saying, oh, don't say that. Don't say defund the police. And then there's a lot of people saying that's the reason why the Democrats lost so many House seats and so on like that last year, because of the phrase defund the police. I'm not going to change my conversation just to make people feel good. I don't know about you or anybody else. I believe that that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to defund the police. And when we say defund the police, we're talking about the entire Department of Justice. Rechannel some of these funds from going into suicide weapons and get some mental health people, or get some folks that are counselors, some real people that can help in the community. I mean, am I talking to myself? Because if I am, I mean, it's okay if I am, because I'm just an avid believer that nothing that we have done in this system works. Absolutely nothing. And when that press conference came up today, I'm not going to sit here and say that I was like steaming hot, mad, or anything like that. I wasn't surprised. It's very typical in the Jim Crow states that you're talking about, like North Carolina. We see this kind of stuff all the time. It's not a big deal. When I was living in North Carolina, when I had the undaunted pleasure of going to school and living there in North Carolina, we were raised to say yes sir, no sir. And sometimes I believe that the way we were raised was to cater to white supremacy. Now, anybody can answer that or say something about that if they want to, because this is something of an open discussion. I do believe that down south, the families down south are catered to play the yes or no sir game. And since I've been exposed to the West Coast, I see where you have to basically take a stand for yourself. I didn't have to move to the West Coast to figure that out. But here on the West Coast, I see more of an open opportunity for people to express themselves in a major way. I see my administrative pastor, Elder Kim, is in the house. Elder Kim, you got anything to say about half this junk I'm talking about? Because I'm kind of frustrated.
Well, I really had the phone on, but I was trying to find my earpiece because there's so much noise. So I
That's
didn't really
okay.
hear everything. Now I got the earpiece. I can hear now.
Okay. Point
Yeah.
blank, when the DA down in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, came out today, early this morning, and said that there was not going to be any charges for the Andrew Brown Jr. situation.
Right.
I didn't see a lot of people responding. I guess mainly because nobody's really shocked. When they did release the body cam footage, it's not even enough to spit on. And the little bit that I saw, I don't see how in the world you can just let these cats off. I mean, because the video is so redacted to it's funny. And for those of you that don't know what I mean when I say redacted, there were faces covered up. So why did you have to redact it, if you was in the right?
Exactly.
You feel like, and Nina Rivera was saying that she was hoping, because she was basically asking a question, and she was saying that she was hoping that we can get some reform. I think that's what you said, wasn't it, Nina Rivera?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I made the response to her that I don't see where reform is gonna do anything. I just think the whole system need to be gutted.
Yep. Me too.
I mean, I've been so politically careful with my words. And Lord knows that I've tried my best not to put people on the spot. And I think my experience working with being an activist and working with people in city government and state government here in the state of Oregon has taught me a lot about the real intentions of why people don't want Black folks to stand up and say nothing. That in my opinion, that's a given. They don't want us to say nothing about anything, mainly because they want us to be the good little Negroes that stay in line, that don't go off the hinges per se. That's my opinion. Okay. Oh man. Yep, me in the name.
That's your opinion, but to me, I think that's really the reason. They don't want us to say anything, and then we sit there and won't say anything, even if we knew what to say. We'll just sit there and won't say nothing, look dumb.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree, and I don't understand. This is just pathetic, in my opinion. It's absolutely pathetic. I just really don't have much to say. I mean, there's so many things. I know how to say things in the politically right way, but how long we got to keep being nice about this? We got to wait for another Black man to get killed, and I forgot why this particular situation got so much attention, because normally it wouldn't have got so much attention. But I don't know. I forgot what happened, in the process that made it get so much attention. And then when you get these celebrity activists to show up and they present their little cases or whatever the case may be, and then we don't get no results from it, then that kind of like makes us look at them sideways. You know, I mean, Ben Crump showed up down there. Reverend Al Sharpton did the eulogy to another person that he don't know. And yeah, I'm gonna say it like I want to say it, because he's forever showing up at these funerals and giving the same speech at each funeral, you know, and bringing the same people. And the next thing you know, you're bringing the family of George Floyd and Eric Gardner and this one and that one and so on like that. I mean, come on, man. What a way to meet people, you know, at the expense of somebody else's death. I mean, the young man, Dante Wright, that got killed in Minnesota, not even a few miles away from where they was having the court case of Derek Chauvin. I don't even know what the result of that is, because I haven't heard much about it, because nobody's even really made a lot of noise about it in the media. But I see, you know, Attorney Ben Crump and all them there. Now, if they doing some good, then kudos to them. But today, forgive me, but I just don't have a lot of hope in these areas, because these little hillbillies let these daggone these executioners kill this man, and nothing is said. Everything is, you know, the DA, what's his name, Wombo, I think that's his name. I think it's Andrew Wombo, that's his name. Yeah, I'm like, wow. And I don't know if anybody saw the press conference or anything like that, but he emphatically made himself clear that there was going to be no charges taken out. I mean, how much more tired do we need to get? I can imagine there's some church folk that may be listening to me now, because, you know, there's a lot of people that like to listen to me on the sly tip. You know, they don't really have the guts to talk to me one-on-one. But there's some church folk that's probably sitting up here saying, well, God gonna fix it. This is in God's plan. Man, I'm not here to teach a Bible study tonight, but please don't have me break out the word, because God ain't in the middle of all this suffering that y'all trying to throw out at us and talk about we need to deal with. Okay, he ain't at the buddy and all that. Some of y'all just handpicked. Oop, I didn't say that, did I? I guess you are Negroes or the other word, however you want to call it, because you handpicked. Okay, you say whatever Massa say do. And guess what? Massa using his little Charlies, the little hand-picked Negroes, to feed y'all whatever they want to feed y'all, and y'all sitting up here thinking y'all special because you got a seat at the table, or they done made you the head butler. Now I'm gonna tell you now, when it come down to movies, that's one movie I couldn't stomach. Yeah, and anybody remember The Butler? Oprah Winfrey's The Butler.
Yeah,
I couldn't
see it.
You don't want to see it. It ain't gonna do nothing but make you mad. I mean, come on, man. We making all these daggone movies. We know what oppression looks like. When we gonna have a victory for a change? Hello, somebody. You know, and so I know I'm gonna get the hate from the little Christian community. I know they gonna, oh, he done lost his mind. You daggone straight, I done lost my mind, because I'm getting tired of seeing the same situation every week. I mean, it seemed like to me ever since we got camera phones and iPhones and iPads and all them other phones and stuff like that. Stuff get filmed, but nothing gets done.
Mm.
How many Karens we got out there? Oh, wow. Don't nobody want to answer that question. All these Karens we got out here. What they call the men? Rufus? I mean, heck, they love to tell a black person what they can't do, where they can't park, who they can't talk to, and all this other garbage. And the church is supposed to be like a champion for people of less fortunate circumstances and situations. But we got apostles and prophets getting ready for their holy convocations. People dying and folks burying folks, and the only thing they want to do is get ready for a holy convocation in the middle of a pandemic. What kind of garbage is that? Ooh-wee. Nothing. Look, I know I'm making a man.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, when are we going to realize that the accountability sake means more than anything else? When are we going to realize that? Our communities are decimated. I don't even have to go into statistics. Any area that has projects, that's not progression. The projects ought to be empty, but instead they're full.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, interesting. But we done progressed as a country. The only thing we've learned how to do, in my opinion, is transfer the racism into wealth. See, you didn't have to worry about that back in the early 60s and 50s because black folk didn't have no money.
Sure.
But see, now you got rich athletes, rich entertainers. You know, you got all these people that got money, but are they putting the money back in the community in order to dissipate these projects? Mm-hmm. See, I'm on the West Coast. I don't know. They don't call it projects here. They call it low income housing. It's still projects.
Same thing. Yep.
Yeah, I don't care how you try to reword it. And just like they talking about this what is this, race sensitive teaching or some garbage. I don't like these politically words, you know what I'm saying? Because you mean to tell me they trying to tell us that you can't teach the truth in history of the United States because it makes white people feel bad? That's exactly what they're saying. Wow. Well, I don't want them to feel bad. We don't want another race feeling inferior to another race. How is that making a person feel inferior to know the truth of 1619 that slaves were brought over here and used as servants to build the economy of America? Wow. Ain't that something?
Yes, it is.
I didn't mean to go that deep. I'm waiting for people to come on and challenge me. I am. I mean, everybody want to get a prophecy and everybody want to sound holy. But when it comes down to talking about a real topic where we can bring the Holy Spirit out, they duck their head between the tail and they run. Wow. I'm waiting for some other leaders to get fed up like I'm fed up. We need to start coming together and making some situations better than what we have made. And you wonder why people are leaving Christianity and becoming Hebrew Israelites. If they're not becoming a Hebrew Israelite, they go into the Nation of Islam. What was that, Nina Rivera?
You're right.
Huh?
You're right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now, Christianity ain't got too good of a leg to stand on. I mean, we got a bunch of racist evangelicals, Franklin Graham and Kenneth Copeland and all his crew. Wow.
Mhm.
That's some great people to look up to, you know? I mean, they really don't have a hot leg to stand on, because even in the Christian faith, there's a lot of error in the teachings of the Christian faith. And instead of them correcting those errors, they continue in the error, and they want to, make everybody feel guilty because they're saying, oh, we're not worshiping Jesus. Nah, man, people, wake up. Wake up.
It's time.
Yeah. And then we can't even do the basic fundamental. There's so many different routes I could go with this thing, but my main purpose was to open up the platform so people could talk about, what they really feeling with this situation. Doesn't look like too many people are itching to get the opportunity to talk. Maybe I'm not big enough for you to talk. I don't know. Maybe I'm not drawing enough attention and so on like that for anyone to hold this conversation, because maybe I'm not considered to be an authority in any type of way. I don't know, Elder Kim.
You're not alone, because I don't know either.
Right. I was doing a Zoom earlier today with some other activists here in my area today, and it's just I don't know what it is, but the younger people are doing a lot and getting a lot done. There's no need in me talking junk about Black Lives Matter or anybody else for that matter, because they're getting the job done. They're raising money.
Yeah.
Okay. Later, for whether the message is getting across, I mean, it's pretty obvious we're not getting the prosecutions or the rulings like we need to get. We're not getting none of that stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and jump up and down about that part. But what about the people that are actually doing the job? The grassroots people. There's more people in this fight, except for Black Lives Matter Global Foundation Network, whatever name they use, Until Freedom, and all these other ones. I mean, there's more of us out here than them. Okay. They're not the only ones out here talking. And it takes money to make a lot of this stuff happen.
Yep.
And I have no comment one way or the other of the recent scandal with Patrisse Cullors, who is one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. She's been under a lot of scrutiny lately because of the properties that she's bought and so on like that. I personally ain't got no problem with anybody buying a home or two or three. I ain't got no problem with that. A lot of people are trying to say, oh, she used Black Lives Matter money because they put out in the Washington Post that they had raised $90 million. So a lot of people were saying that Patrisse Cullors is using a lot of that money to for the homes that she's buying and so on like that. I mean, regardless of where she got the money from, that ain't the point. Why can't y'all just stay focused on the issues at hand? If she buying homes, I'm happy for the sister. I really am. I'm just, I'm tickled pink that she's able to buy a home or two or three. Okay. So why y'all hating on this chick, man? Really? I mean, we can't come to But if I was to sit here and talk junk about another minister and try to dig up some dirt on that minister and try to confront that minister about their lifestyle, oh, that would make headline news. Or would it? That's the question. Or would it? Because nowadays, unless you got a serious platform, people really don't care what you're doing. You know, now if you got a serious platform, that's when they start being like, oh, okay, that's cool. But other than that, if you don't have a serious platform, they really don't care about what you're doing one way or the other. And we say that we're united. And let me talk to whoever's listening to me, and let me speak to your blackness. If you are black on here, I'm about to make you feel guilty. Let me speak to your blackness, okay? If we so black and we so proud, why is it that the first people we look to hurt is black? Okay? We don't come up against Mr. Charlie like that. But we come up against our own people, and then we give other folks a talking point to why it's the way it is. I'm just fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I'm tired of everybody running in behind the church trying to hide. And then they talking about, oh, the Lord said. Shut up with your Lord said stuff, y'all. Even the Bible says for you to shut up. The Bible says it like this: woe unto the false prophets. Whoa. Man. So a whole bunch of them out here. And then they don't want to connect with people that are talking about something. They want to, connect with the negative type things and so on like that. And when we give people platforms like what we're doing right now, it's not meant to throw shade. I don't want anybody to think that I'm on here speaking what I want to speak to make anybody feel guilty or shameful or anything like that. I think people do a pretty good job of doing that all by themselves. But what I'm trying to do is open the door and the floor to people that say they are being led by the Spirit of the Most High. But when it's time to sit down at the table and talk about the circumstances and situations, half of y'all tired niggas don't never want to say nothing. No, man, I probably just got dinged on YouTube for saying that, but oh well. I mean, I'm still there, but I'm kind of glad I don't have a big crowd because they monetize your conversation, and when you use certain words, they take money away from you and stuff like that. So I'm kind of glad that I ain't got no money. Hallelujah. Because I think I just got dinged. But yeah, so whoever wants to get in on the conversation, you can join us. The meeting ID number is 884-7304. 3470. The pass code is 254907. Somebody sent me a text. They said that's too many numbers. No, it's not. I've been using these numbers for I don't know how long. So let me repeat them. It's 884-734. 7304 3470, and the passcode is 254907. At this present time, I don't have the chat in my face for YouTube, so I don't know who's there and who's not there. I guess it really doesn't matter about whether who's there or who's not. But I hate to keep on ranting and raving, Elder Kim. I really do.
It's okay.
Yeah, but we need to. I mean, what happened today is really irking my nerve. It's really irking my nerve, and again, it's not the people or the DA or the administrators down there in that particular town, because I used to work in that town. I used to work at a place called Smithfield Packing, which is a very popular work spot down there in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, because it's not that far from Fayetteville. So it's a real popular place to work from the standards of the minimum wage in North Carolina. In North Carolina, it's a pretty good job because they pay, back when I was working there, they was paying anywhere from $10, $11, $12 an hour, depending on what it is that you're doing. And one thing that I can say about that part of the country, that lower part of North Carolina, is that you have a lot of people that graduate from high school or probably don't graduate from high school, and they look forward to getting a good job. Okay. That's what they do. They look forward to getting a good job. So they're bound by the systems that we live by, and nobody actually tries to get their own business or anything of society, because I would rather own the table than to sit at the table.
That's right.
And in that part of the country, you don't see a lot of aspirations towards that. Now, lately, I've been really caught up in some of the teachings of Dr. Claude Anderson, watching some of the different podcasts of Fly Nubian Queen with Vicky Dillard, and some of the other people like Dr. Boyce Watkins. These are some people that I believe are some movers and shakers in our Black community, and really helping people to understand some things that need to be understood. Dr. Boyce Watkins has been a tremendous voice in the economic financial field for quite some time. And I promote and I stand by a lot of the things that he's talking about. I even want to take some time out, and probably not tonight, but take some time out and talk about what real dating is all about. Because I think a lot of people have found out that the dating scene has changed. Okay. Dating ain't like it used to be. I mean, you date a person nowadays and you tell the person that you don't want to be bothered with them, or that you want to move on, they'll go out and trash your name.
Yes.
Oh my God. I want to talk about that for real.
Mm-hmm.
That is an incredible thing, because people will go out and trash you now, instead of giving you a humble goodbye or whatever the case may be. They will go out and trash you. Where's the honor in that? And this only basically happens in the Black community, y'all. I mean, I just got to really call it out like it really is. This only basically happens in the Black community. And the young men in the Black community are taught how to cry about everything instead of getting up, manning up, and moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just made somebody mad. We building a bunch of wusses out here. We ain't building no real men, because a man is supposed to be a head. How you gonna be a head if you forever falling in behind? We and white supremacy has taken all those attributes right there and played them against us in our society, and thus we have become what we are, which is absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting. This is a very interesting scenario, because I know I'm not going to get nobody to sit here and agree with me, because we got more homosexuals in the church than we got anywhere else, and most of them are men. Okay, now you got some dykey women. You got them dykes out there. There's plenty of them. But the majority of your ministers, pastors, elders, whatever role that they want to play is mostly homosexual men. And these are the ones that you are entrusting your sons with. Or better yet, men that are not the head of their house. Oh, I'm going there. I don't care as far as the monetization or anything like that. That don't mean a hill of beans to me. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to speak this truth. And if you want to challenge me, you can come on. We are definitely giving you that opportunity. You don't even have to challenge me. You can agree with me or disagree with me, whatever you feel like doing. But I want to get into that conversation with people and see where they really are with what's really going on. Nobody wants to talk, Elder Kim. I don't know. I guess they'll get on Facebook and put up stuff all day and all night. But when it comes down to just facing people straight up, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, most of them are backstabbers.
Yeah. Plummet. What they call Dookie Piles movers. Yeah. So I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll get off of here because don't look like nobody want to challenge me. Don't look like nobody want to come and talk to me. I want to thank Elder Kim and Nina Rivera for always being consistent with me and coming on. And to all you people out there in YouTube, thank y'all for taking the time out listening to me. And know that when I use this particular platform and I do put it on YouTube, it is an open platform for everybody. So you can come on and discuss with us whatever you want to discuss. I don't know why everybody want to act like they scared all of a sudden. I guess they waiting for me to make that one slip up and say something off so they can say, well, yeah, he got that wrong, and then come back and try to contradict me. But that ain't gonna work. If you got that in your mind, let me give fair warning to you, is that just don't let my weakness be perceived as carelessness. There are times when I will lay back, laugh, and joke. But when it comes down to serious topics and subjects like what we're talking about right now, I get serious. I get very serious. And it's time to make some things happen. And you will never get the teaching on YouTube. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, you're always going to get the conversation and the revelation, but you'll never get the teaching on YouTube. We on Friday and Saturday, that is the time where we teach, and that is only on Zoom. Only on this particular platform, which is Zoom. We do not put our teachings on any other platform, not anymore. And the reason why we don't do it is because the Holy Spirit told me, don't cast your pearls to swine. It takes money to run ministry. And the bottom line is that we've been doing free ministry forever. So now we need to get some people that don't mind sowing into the work. And if you are somebody that believes in the power of the Holy Spirit and the moving of the Spirit, then you know it takes money to make things happen. So help us out and sow into our ministry. You can go to the Cash App, hit the $, type in Chief Apostle Kefa. Kefa is spelled K-E-P-H-A. Or you can go to PayPal and type in paypal.me, M-E, / capital K, capital I, S-R-E-A-L. Or you can go to Venmo. You can go to Venmo and type in Kefa, K-E-P-H-A, / Israel, I-S-R-E-A-L. And those are all the ways of giving that you can help us out in whatever way, because we're trying to produce some things, but we can't produce them without money. So we have to settle for the best ways possible to be able to do what we need, what we're doing. So I'm just asking people to be reasonable. And if you believe in what we're talking about and you really want to be a part of what we're talking about, to help us out financially, because that's what we need to be able to keep these things going. Our administrative pastor is Elder Kim Kerr. She's in charge of our morning breakthrough, or I should say she's in charge of her morning breakthrough that meets every single day, 6 o'clock in the morning and on the Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock on the Central, and 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. on the Mountain and Pacific time. And nobody even inquires to me about it, so I don't give no more information on what I do. But if you want to know more about it, then you can message us right here, or either you can go to the social media platforms that we have on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. In Facebook, it is Kifa Ben Israel, Israel. On Instagram, it is Apostle Kifa Israel. On Twitter, it is Dr. Kifa Ben Israel. Okay, so you can reach us on all three of those different platforms if you want to connect with us. I do a lot of posting on Twitter. I know this is something funny, because most Black folks don't go to Twitter. That's not true. The younger Black folks don't go to Twitter. And guess what? I just found out today that there's more younger people in their 20s on Twitter than it is older people on Facebook. I was really shocked about that, Elder Kim. I found that out today because I was watching the Fly Nubian Queen channel on YouTube, and I found out that a lot of those younger people are on Twitter. I was amazed. I was totally amazed by that. And I'm not shocked, and I'm not mad at them, because I didn't know that, because, I'm not a social media buff. So there's not a lot of things about social media that I'm familiar with, but I'm learning that there's a younger crowd that is gravitating towards Twitter. And most of the Black teens on Twitter are in what we call Black Twitter. And Black Twitter is just regular Twitter. It's just Black folks. Okay. It's not a special Twitter. I just want to put that out there, because a lot of folks will be like, Black Twitter, and then they'll actually go look it up and they won't find it. Then they'll call me a liar, because people love calling me a liar. Oh, he lied. Oh, he told us Black Twitter. Black Twitter is just Twitter on the Black side. Okay, it's regular Twitter. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit more loose in my conversation, and it seems like that's what I have to do, because you guys don't appreciate it when I'm respectful. You don't appreciate it when I speak and talk real respectful, when I don't put people out there and hang them to dry. It's something about that really irks every last one of y'all nerve about that, because it causes y'all to be another type of way. So because of that, I'm not going to be as nice anymore. I'm just going to, not that I was really that nice anyway, but really I'm just going to be a little bit more carefree with my words and say what I need to say. And I want to say to all my haters out there that are probably watching or probably will be watching, I love every last one of y'all, because all of y'all full of crap. And you have, I do. And you have elevated me to the point of no nonsense. When you become numb, you really don't care what people think. And I'm excited about that. Maybe if I take this approach, it'll change some of y'all into getting your heads together, because some of you ain't got your heads, out from up under your tail. So it's time for you to get your head up out from under there and realize that there's a more subtle way to do things in a better way. Hallelujah. To the people that are subscribed to my channel, I know I see a lot of things on there and people being subscribed. Y'all come on back and listen to what I got to say. You ain't got to subscribe, hit it, and then all of a sudden ignore me every time I come on. Come on and get into the conversation, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a very a good conversation, in my opinion. Even if you don't like me, that's even better. That's even more the reason why you should come on in and see what we are talking about. Hallelujah. Okay. I'm gonna end this thing. Elder Kim, thank you for being here. Nina Rivera, thank you for being
Yeah.
here. I'm not gonna say when. I know when I'm definitely gonna be back on Zoom. I'll be back on Zoom on Friday and Saturday. I can't say that I'm gonna be on YouTube like that because unless I get some type of crowd to basically look at these videos, there's really no need in putting them out there because people come on and come off. Okay, so we're gonna keep everybody in prayer, and we're gonna keep on doing what we do. In the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we say thank you, and you guys have a wonderful night. Good night. Thank y'all, Elder
Good
Kim
night.
and Nina.
Shalom,
You're
shalom.
welcome.